Alright, well, peace, peace, peace. Just want to come back with a quick video, man. And yeah, we're gonna get into this, man, of the Marlo's. This is The Wire again, and Marlo's final scene, and how there's a part of, we talked about this before, and there's more to this that we're gonna go to explain it honestly, because later pretty much The Wire does this the best, honestly. It does like the same recurring theme motif, and pretty much the same thing with just with different characters. Honestly, that reoccurring theme and motif, because we're pretty much, man, as in season 3 with Stringer Bell, pretty much Marlo became Stringer, honestly, in the aspect of, remember when Stringer tried to go legit, but pretty much he just ended up being a street dude in a suit, because once he didn't get his money, he turned back to his the ways of the street, honestly. So, and that's honestly what Marlo probably more than likely did, honestly, because Marlo wouldn't survive. Somebody like a Marlo, that archetype, that doesn't survive in the everyday world. It just wouldn't. So we're gonna look at this and see how this was explained in another scene, honestly. How it's not gonna be what we think, honestly. So yeah.
They all got nines, but he like, you all think you looking at? You, nigga. Do you know who I am? Nigga, you know who I am?
And this is just when Marlo is forced to leave the game. Honestly, more than likely he went back to it, but he's just leaving a gathering, a business gathering, honestly, with Levy. Avon Barksdale, former lawyer, and later became his lawyer. So we're gonna see how this was explained, in another scene.
What about my man over there?
He has insurance. His insurance pays for his cable hookup. The only reason you're admitted is that fracture. As soon as we can discharge you, we will. All you gangsters, wash up in our ER like you should do. You could stand out there slinging drugs till you get shot or cut. Have us put you back together free of charge, so you can do it again.
See that? And that explains that Marlo last scene, honestly, because ironically enough, Marlo gets cut in that last scene by by that knife, whatever the guys had on them, those young dudes had on them. But see that? Because she says, the street dudes, y'all gangsters, y'all go through all that stuff, get shot, end up in the hospital just to go back. And that's kind of what, even with Marlo, happened. He does, leaves the game, but just to go back, honestly. That's one of the things that explain, Marlo's last scene, honestly. Because there's a lot of things with that Marlo's last scene, because there's an amalgamation of Omar and Avon Barksdale. Because Omar, because he said, "You know who I am," and Marlo wanted the recognition that Omar had, or the respect that Omar had, and Avon, when he says to Stringer, "I guess I'm a gangster, I suppose." So that's a lot of that with that Marlo scene. But notice how what the nurse says, or who Cuddy Larry gets with, that's pretty much to explain Marlo's end, man. So peace.